Hey y'all. As someone who really loves Afrofuturism, I'm often thinking about the ways in which black people in America use Afrofuturism as a way to combat white supremacy and racism. I'm constantly learning that if you isolate certain times in American history, you can actually find how black women, especially in STEM and other areas of science, have used Afrofuturism to actually make America better than it was before. So, what is Afrofuturism? Afrofuturism is a cultural aesthetic that combines science fiction, history, and fantasy to explore the African American experience and aims to connect those from across the black diaspora with their forgotten African ancestry. And considering that in America nothing is new under the sun, black men and women especially are always thinking about the ways in which to connect and harness Afrofuturism in order to make their lives significantly better. Here are 5 women who have done that especially to improve all of our situations. Number 1, Valerie Thomas. What y'all know about Miss Thomas? Have you seen any 3D movies lately? Well, you should probably know why. Valerie Thomas was a physicist, inventor, and NASA data analyst. And when she wasn't busy managing programs that produced millions of images of Earth, she was the one inventing the technology which went on to become the premise for more advanced TV screens and modern 3D technology. In the late 70s, Miss Thomas discovered that concave mirrors can create the illusion of three-dimensional objects and began experimenting with how she could visually transmit 3D illusions on screens. In 1980, Thomas patented her illusion transmitter, which helped ultimately make the 3D movie. Number 2, Dr. Shirley Jackson. Y'all remember the days before call waiting and caller ID? If you answered yes, you might be old, and you also might have a great appreciation for this person's research. Dr. Shirley Jackson was the person whose innovations, along with the development in touch-tone phones, portable fax machines, and other fiber optic cables that helped make long-distance phone calls come crystal clear. Miss Jackson was the first black woman to earn a doctorate from MIT and the first black female president of a major technological institute, and went on to become the first black woman appointed chair of the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Her list of achievements and awards and appointments go on and on. Shout out to Dr. Jackson. Number 3, Miss Marie Van Brittan Brown. Y'all gotta put some respect on Miss Brittan Brown, because Miss Brittan Brown and her husband Albert noticed increasing crime in their New York neighborhood, and coupled with the fact that the police were slow to respond to black people's calls in that part of town, they set out to make their home feel safer. And so in 1966, Brown and her husband filed a patent for a household closed-circuit television security system. And that system had a camera at the front door that looked through one of the 4 peepholes at different heights. That image was broadcast to the user on a television set in another part of the house. It also had a 2-way microphone, which allowed for communication with visitors at the door, and a remote switch that could unlock the door to let people in. If the person seemed unsafe, users could push an alert button to signal a nearby security firm. Today, very similar to Miss Brittan Brown's system, you can now find the same security defenses in homes and apartment complexes across the nation. We tip our hat off to you, Miss Brittan Brown. Number 4, Dr. Patricia Bath. Dr. Bath was the one who invented a device that drastically improved the process of removing cataracts. And it was her work that allowed quick and almost painless removal of cataracts, which is used around the world today. Dr. Bath was the first African American woman to receive a medical patent. She co-founded the American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness and was the first woman to become the head of a residency program in ophthalmology. And if that's not enough, she pioneered the concept of community ophthalmology, a system that increased the amount of eye care available to low-income and undeserved populations. Thank you, Dr. Bath, and because of you, we can see a lot better. And number 5, Miss Gladys Mae West. How many of y'all have ever used your Apple Maps or your Google Maps before? Well, we got to give credit to Miss West, because Gladys Mae West was an American mathematician known for her contributions to the mathematical modeling of the shape of the entire Earth. And it's her work on the development of the satellite models that we use today that were eventually incorporated into the global positioning system, also known as GPS. So shout out to you, Miss West. We all are able to get to our places because of you. Just like all five of these women, each of them saw the issues that were present in and around themselves and chose not to sit idly by and not have them fixed. And I think that's innate to Black people in the US, but especially innate to Black women in the US. And because of them, we are all better because they decided to look into the future. If you appreciated all five of these women and want to learn more about Black history, make sure you tap in with freedomschoolonline.com, and so I can teach you even more about the things they didn't teach you in your history books. Peace.